Hi, I'm Sue. I do the ChildSAFE program here in Lompoc and in the Orcutt and San Ynez Valley. This program has been around since the early 1980s. It was written by a psychologist. Of course, things have kind of changed a little, so it's had to get updated here and there. But now we reach approximately, I think, around 15,000 people each year. It is geared towards grade school, middle school, and 9th grade. Here in Lompoc, we talk to kindergarten, 2nd, 4th, 7th, and 9th graders. In Orcutt, Santa Maria, the San Ynez Valley, Los Alamos, we talk to 1st, 4th, and 7th graders. So I'm going to go through each level of the program just so that you can get an idea, just a brief overview of what we talk about with the kids. For kindergarten, 1st, and 2nd grade, it's the same program. For each of those grade levels, get the same exact program. We teach personal safety through age-appropriate language and the use of child-friendly posters and puppets. We use the puppets to tell the stories of basically what we're trying to get across. Some of the key points that I am going to explain to you that we teach the kids are, first, good touches. Let me get the poster. So there's good touches. You can see a good touch. It's a safe touch. It never hurts. Like a hug from mom or dad. It makes you feel happy. And then there's a bad touch. Excuse me. A bad touch hurts on purpose. It's never an accident, and it's never okay. Like a punch. It makes you feel sad, maybe even cry. And the last one is a confusing touch. And a confusing touch does not show respect. It makes you feel confused. Remember up here, we said hugs were a good touch? But if you look down here, you can see that little boy. He's pulling away. He's not smiling. Maybe it's a stranger giving him a hug or a kiss. I sure wouldn't want a stranger to give me a hug or kiss. It makes you feel confused. Private parts. We ask the kids if they can think of anything that they have that is private. Like a private game or a teddy bear. But something that all kids have is a toothbrush. Is your toothbrush private? Absolutely. And something else that everyone has that's private is your private body. And on your private body, everyone has private parts. Girls have private parts and boys have private parts. Those are the parts that are covered up by a bathing suit. And it's not okay for anyone to hurt your body or to even touch your body in any way that would make you feel sad or uncomfortable. But what if you wake up one morning and you have a bad sore throat and a fever? Who would your mom or dad take you to go see? That's right, the doctor. And the doctor and sometimes the nurse needs to look at or touch your private body to help you feel better. The next thing that I want to talk to you about, here we go, is something called tricks and traps. Ways an older, bigger person might try to get a child into a bad or confusing touch. And they are lies, bribes, threats, and secrets. And if anyone does try to trick or trap you, there's a feeling you might get. And we call this the uh-oh feeling. It's where you might think to yourself, oh, I don't know if my mom or dad would want me to do this. Or maybe your heart starts beating really fast, or you get that squiggly butterfly feeling in your tummy. And like I said, we call that the uh-oh feeling. And if you ever get the uh-oh feeling, we have 3 personal safety rules we want you to remember. And they are say no, get away, and tell someone. Those are the posters that we use. And then we have 3 puppet shows that we do with the kids. One is about a little girl that comes to the school and meets a stranger. He says he's lost his puppy. He wants her to go with him. She gets the uh-oh feeling. She says no. She gets away, and she runs home and she tells mom. The other 2 one is about a little boy named Sid and the babysitter. And the babysitter's asking Sid to keep secrets, and then she wants him to play a secret wrestling game. He gets the uh-oh feeling. He goes to his room. Then when he tells his dad believes him, tells him he's really proud of him. Sid did all the right things, and it has a happy ending. And the third puppet show is a little girl that lives with Grandma and Grandpa, and Uncle comes to stay and babysit her, and he wants to play a secret game. And the secret game is he wants to go in the other room and touch each other's private parts. She gets the uh-oh feeling. She goes to a room. She tells Grandma, but this time when she tells Grandma, Grandma doesn't believe her because she's been making up stories and lies. Well, as it turns out, her teacher could tell that something was going on, and she asks Mary what's going on. Mary tells her about the uncle, tells her about Grandma, and teacher believes her and gets someone to come and help her. So again, has a happy ending. Those are the basic things about kindergarten, first and second. Moving on to fourth grade, again, using age-appropriate language to continue the conversation that we've started with the younger kids. But this time we don't use the puppets and the posters. We use a PowerPoint and videos, and we use the real language for things, because if you think about it, the real language for things is super important. We talk about 4 different types of child abuse: physical abuse, emotional abuse, neglect, and sexual abuse. We also start the conversation with 4th graders about sexual harassment. We define it as unwanted attention. It's against the law. And then we also talk to 4th graders about online safety and cyberbullying. That's a brief synopsis about 4th grade. 7th and 9th grade, 7th and 9th grade, they get the same presentation. And this presentation, again, just continues the conversation. It's geared towards young adults, and we use a PowerPoint, videos. Topics include child abuse, the 4 different types of child abuse. We continue the conversation with that and with sexual harassment. We go into a lot more detail. We discuss sexual assault and rape. We discuss some more internet safety and bystander intervention. Again, really brief overview. To conclude, I'd like to say that the center and me, definitely, we're firm believers in that phrase, knowledge is power. So, and in thinking about the concept of knowledge is power, we want to get the message out there. We want to make it possible for kids to know that if it ever happens to them, what they're supposed to do, who to tell. If it has happened to them in the past, that people are available to help them. Or if it happens to a friend, if a friend goes and talks to them, they won't be afraid. They will know what to do. If you have any questions, comments, thoughts, anything you'd even like to add, go ahead and send an email to, and we'll get back to you. Take care, everybody. Bye.